Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to share with you a story. My story about love, trust, pain, and ultimately, hope. It's a story that took me from the comfort of my life in the UK to the vibrant streets of Kumasi, Ghana, and through experiences that tested every part of my heart. It's not an easy story, but it's one I feel compelled to tell, because sometimes we learn the deepest lessons through the hardest trials. I was living in the UK when I met Catherine on Facebook. She was everything I thought I wanted in a partner: kind, smart, and full of life. We dated for 5 years, and in that time, our bond grew deeper. We talked about the future, about our dreams, and the life we wanted to build together. Eventually, we decided it was time to take the next step. I traveled to Kumasi, Ghana, with the goal of making things official. I wanted to do everything the right way, to involve family, ensure our compatibility in every sense, and above all, seek God's guidance. Marriage is sacred to me, and I wanted ours to be built on a foundation of faith and truth. We got married, and soon after, I began making plans for Catherine to come join me in the UK. During this period, we did genotype testing. I had always known I was AS, and Catherine, being a nurse, insisted on collecting the results herself. I trusted her completely. But here's where things started to unravel. The results were altered by her, though I didn't realize it at the time. I had no idea that a small decision could ripple out into a storm that would test every part of my heart. Time went on, and Catherine gave birth to twins. On the surface, everything seemed normal. But soon, I began to notice discrepancies. My children were frequently ill, often in and out of the hospital, but I wasn't given full information. I sent money regularly for birthdays, hospital bills, and monthly support. Yet I rarely saw pictures or videos. Whenever I requested video calls, there were always network issues. Every glimpse I managed to catch left me heartbroken. My children looked weak and malnourished. I tried to involve family members to check on them, but no one could give me clear answers. Slowly, I realized that much of the money I sent was going toward treatments I didn't know about, but still. Catherine insisted there was nothing seriously wrong. She even suggested spiritual causes instead of medical ones. Then, the unimaginable happened. One of the twins, my little boy, passed away. I had requested an autopsy and hoped to be present before the burial, but by the time I arrived, he had already been laid to rest. My heart shattered. The grief, confusion, and anger were overwhelming. I demanded answers. I asked about the hospital he had been treated in. There were none. I felt lost in a storm of secrecy and silence. And yet, as I watched Catherine mourn, I realized she was hurting too, perhaps trapped in fear and guilt in a way I had understood. Determined to care for our surviving child, I took her to a regional hospital for proper tests. Even before I could explain my situation, staff members expressed sympathy. A nurse mentioned that both twins were well known at the hospital as frequent patients. It hit me. My children had serious health conditions from birth, and everything Catherine had hidden was now painfully clear. It was a moment of devastation, but also clarity. The secrecy, the fear, the silence, it all made sense, and yet it didn't erase the pain. I realized that what hurt me most wasn't just what had happened, but the lack of honesty that had built a wall between us. She apologized, her words heavy with regret, begging for my forgiveness. She said she acted out of love, that fear drove her to alter the genotype results, because she couldn't bear the thought of losing me. I prayed, I sat with the pain, and reflected. I reminded myself why I chose Catherine in the first place. The love we shared, the hope we carried, the faith that bound us. And in that quiet moment, I made a choice. I chose peace over anger, understanding over resentment, and healing over blame. We began counseling. We began having honest, difficult conversations. We grieved our loss together, and we focused on caring properly for our remaining child. Step by step, we started to rebuild the trust that had been broken. I still believe in love. I still believe in God's purpose. I still believe in hope, even when life brings unimaginable pain. What this journey taught me is that honesty, communication, and compassion are the foundations of any relationship. Even in the darkest moments, redemption is possible. Healing is possible. And sometimes, the hardest trials lead us to the deepest growth. My story is not just about loss, it's about resilience, faith, and the power of truth. And above all, it's about love that refuses to give up, even when the world seems determined to break it. If this story touched you, helped you, or reminded you that you are not alone, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps more real stories reach hearts that need healing. Thank you for listening.